All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel where I talk about the Seattle Seahawks in tonight's video. This is a team coming off a 9-8 season. They just barely missed off on the playoffs, but they decide to revamp. They get rid of Pete Carroll, OG head coach for Seattle for a freaking long-ass time. They hire Mike Macdonald, and in my opinion, everything changes here. You just became defensive oriented, and that was the only thing really stopping the Seattle Seahawks in the last 2 years. Folks, let me know if I'm out of pocket here. Once again, I've only covered the NFL. I use the word covered very loosely. I've only been making YouTube videos on the NFL for 3 years now. Once again, for the third straight season, the Seattle Seahawks are being touted as a top 5 draft pick team. Top 5 draft pick team. Go read a mock draft. Go read any mock draft. You will see the Seattle Seahawks in the top 5 or at worst top 10, and you will see them taking a quarterback of the future. Now, I want to say I don't think next year's draft class taking a quarterback in the first round is that bad of an idea. I think it's probably going to be a good idea, but my point just is Geno Smith continues to be rated isn't even the wrong word. It just feels like he's being disrespected out here. Another good season from Geno Smith. If there's a way I could summarize Seattle last season and just kind of their shortcomings, I would literally just say coaching. I don't think Pete Carroll, I don't think Shane Waldron specifically got the most juice out of his offensive players, and I think it was just time for Pete Carroll to go. Oh my fucking God. Jeez, guys, I don't know. I think we're going to keep this in the video. That was the fattest bug I have seen in quite some time. I've got my GF in the other room here. I don't know if I should clean this up real quick or if I should go tell her about it. But anyways, guys, welcome back to the channel. I forget where we were, but hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. It's been way too long since our last Seahawks video. Guys, that bug was freaking fat. Jeez, man, if we could get this video to 200 likes, that would be cool. But moving forward, jeez, man, that thing was gigantic. The thing with the Seattle Seahawks in my 3 years making videos on this team is we go in every single season, no matter what the coaching staff looks like, no matter what the quarterback room looks like, no matter what the offense or the defense looks like, and people are touting you as a top 5 draft pick team. It's not good to me. The Seahawks are not in rebuilding mode. I think they're in the perfect example of retooling. You know, you hear retooling, especially in the NBA, and you're like, all right, so what do you mean? You're rebuilding for a couple of years? The Seattle Seahawks have so many good, intriguing pieces, whether it's DK Metcalf, whether it's Kenneth Walker III, whether it's guys like Devin Witherspoon, Byron Murphy now. They're set up well long-term, but the amount of talent on this roster, offense or defense, it's not rebuild worthy. There's too much talent on this team already. Geno Smith actually had a good statistical season last year. But once again, I go back to the coaching. And I don't mean any shade at Shane Waldron. I just don't think he extracted as much juice as was there in the Seattle Seahawks offense. Folks, on paper, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and JSN, that's one of the best wide receiver rooms in the entire National Football League. If the offensive line can hold up and protect Geno Smith and keep him healthy and keep the chains moving, I don't know why they won't be an above-average offense this upcoming season. You literally only have to give Geno Smith time because he'll make plays, and we've seen it for 2 straight seasons now. But folks, the offensive line has to hold up. And so you just picked up a new center who we'll talk about in just a second. And it's actually very unsettling to me because Olu, I was convinced at this time last season that he was your future star franchise center. But the Seattle Seahawks really only need to do a couple of things this upcoming season. Number one, you need to give Geno Smith enough time. You need to give him enough time. And number two, you need to stop the run. because Seattle has yet to be able to do that. I remember watching like the Seahawks Lions game 2 years ago. I forget what exactly the statistics were, but it was ugly on both sides. Detroit Lions rushing defense, Seattle Seahawks rushing defense. I mean, it was an absolute shootout. I don't remember that game specifically now that I'm talking about it, but my point is the Seattle Seahawks have had a really good draft filling out the trenches, whether it was offensively or defensively, specifically Byron Murphy. Folks, it was such an offensive-oriented draft. I just think the defense, guys like Latu, Byron Murphy, I think they just fell way too freaking far. But that's into the Seattle Seahawks' favor. Ryan Grubb, in my opinion, it was a pass-heavy Washington offense last year in college football. But at the same time, most college football teams aren't running the ball all too much. It gets me excited because I'm thinking that Ryan Grubb is the perfect guy to get the most out of DK Metcalf, to turn him into a legitimate superstar wide receiver, or at least cement himself as one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, because I think that's what he is, right? Tyler Lockett, Mr. All Reliable, Mr. Consistent. And then JSN had a really intriguing season. I think it was the month of November. He had a really, really good month of November. This was a first-round draft pick a couple of years ago, or now by a couple, I mean 2 years ago. And I think him and Devin had really good rookie seasons. Very good rookie seasons. I keep seeing stuff about Devin Witherspoon being the new defensive leader, or actually just a locker room leader in general. But if you give Geno time and you can stop the run, I actually think I was just watching the Herd. I think the Herd had the Seattle Seahawks winning the freaking division. I won't go as far as that, but I will just say the roster is really talented. And real quick on the Connor Williams signing, the Seattle Seahawks have gone through way too many centers for like even the last decade that it appears that Olu, especially, they just didn't feel great with the upside ability there. Williams has the chance to be the best center you guys have had in way too long as he stays healthy. And I heard a tweet from Brady, or I saw a tweet from Brady Henderson saying he texted with a scout from another team on his view of Williams. He thought Williams played really well last year before his knee injury, and that if healthy, he can be an above average starter. So it just didn't feel like the Seahawks viewed their center room as that high of an upside, which was really unfortunate because once again, I really thought Olu, if you guys have been watching this channel for a while now, I think the Seahawks were my third ever NFL video like 3 years ago. I was huge on Olu, and I still am, but I'm getting Connor Williams. It was an interesting signing that I saw today. So I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about it. That's it. We ran out of time. I wanted to talk about a bunch of different things, specifically the defense. I have 6 different players tabbed up, ready for a defensive video. So let me know if you guys want that. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. If you guys want those Seahawks videos, let me know down below. Give me a win prediction for the Seattle Seahawks down below. I'm going to go with 10. Yep, 10. Let me know down below. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you soon.